Dear students, in the last class I told you how to find the logarithm of a number. Also I told you to practice yourself. Some students they practiced well and posted to my WhatsApp number. They did well. And if you have still any doubt regarding finding of logarithm, here I have taken some numbers. Just by following me you can understand it further better. So here these are numbers. To find the logarithm of any number, first you have to find the characteristic. To get the characteristic, you check whether the number is greater than 1 or less than 1. Here see, this number obviously greater than 1. So the rule says that to find the characteristic, when the number is greater than 1, characteristic must be 1 less than number of digits in the integral part of the number. In this number, the digits to the left of the decimal point, this is called integral part and this is called fractional part. In the integral part you have 2 digits, 1 and 2. In the integral part you have 2 digits, so characteristic must be 1. So after the characteristic you put the decimal point. Next, to find the mantissa, you have to use your logarithm table. The logarithm table looks like this. There are horizontal lines called rows, vertical lines called columns. So you can find 10 to 99 rows in 2 pages, and also 0 to 9 columns, and then again there is a mean difference. Here also you will have 1 to 9 columns. So to find the mantissa for 12.52, the first 2 digits must be seen starting from non-zero digit. The first 2 digits must be seen in the row, third digit must be seen in the column. In the same row, fourth digit must be seen in mean difference. The value of mean difference is to be added to the value in the column here. So, to find the mantissa for this number, I have to see 12th row, 5th column. So, in this logarithm table, here this is the 12th row. In the 5th column you have 0, 9, 6, 9. See, this is the 12th row and this is the 5th column. Here we have 0, 9, 6, 9. Next, this last digit must be seen in mean difference in the same row. So, in the same row, under 2, the mean difference is 7. So, this value is to be added to this. So, it becomes 0978. So, mantissa is 0978. So, this is the logarithm of 12.52. So, first I found the characteristic. Next, in the 12th row, 5th column, you have 0969. For the same row, at 2, mean difference is 7. So, this mean difference value is to be added to this. So, it becomes 0978. So, this is the logarithm of this number. Now, you take the second example. This is also a number greater than 1. In the integral part only 1 digit is there. So, characteristic is 0. Mantissa must be seen for the first 4 digits starting from non-zero digit. So, you have to see 19th row, 6th column. So, in the 19th row, 6th column, you have 2923. Here there is no fourth digit, therefore there is no need of finding mean difference. Next example, 3. This 3 can be written as 3.0000. That means in the integral part, when you write it as 3.0000 like this, in the integral part only one digit is there, so characteristic is 0. So you have to see 30th row, 0th column. In 30th row, 0th column, you have 4771. So therefore, logarithm of 3 will be 0.4771. Next example, 0.072. This is a number less than 1. So the rule says that when the number is less than 1, characteristic will be 1 more than number of zeros between the decimal point and the first non-zero digit. So between the decimal point and the first non-zero digit, 1 0 is there. So characteristic is -2 or bar 2. Understand? So for numbers less than 1, characteristic will be negative. So this is -2, which is also called as bar 2. And to get the mantissa, you have to see 72nd row and 0th column. So in 72nd row, 0th column, you have 8573. So this is the logarithm of this number. Similarly, for this number, the characteristic is bar 1, because between the decimal point and the first non-zero digit, no 0 is there, so characteristic become bar 1. Under 7293, 72nd row, 9 column, you have 8627. Under 3 mean difference, 2 is there, so it becomes 8629. Next, 0.008. So between the decimal point and this non-zero digit, 2 zeros are there, so characteristic must be 1 more than that. That means it becomes bar 3. Next, this 0.008, you can put another 2 zeros here, it makes no difference. That means you have to see 80th row and 0th column. 9031. Next, 2.6 is there. Characteristic is 0, because in the integral part only one digit is there. And to find the mantissa, you see 26th row, 0th column, which is 4150. The next number, 526. This 526 can also be written as 526.0. Now in the integral part, 3 digits are there, so characteristic is 2. You have to see 52nd row, 6th column, no mean difference. So 52 under 6. It is 7210. Similarly, 0.0009, characteristic is bar 4, 90 under 0. So it will be 9542. Next, 10 to the power of 3. I told you the logic. That is, whenever a number is expressed as power of 10, this power itself can be written as characteristic. Like this. Because this 10 to the power of 3 means it becomes 1000. In the integral part, 4 digits are there, so characteristic is 3. So like this, when this 10 has positive power or negative power, that power itself becomes the characteristic and mantissa will be 0. So, power of 10, that power itself becomes the characteristic. This statement is true only for powers of 10, not all powers. 2 to the power of 3, 3 won't become characteristic. 2 to the power of 3 means it is 8. So 8, logarithm of 8 will become 0.9031 like that. 0.9031. So this statement is true exclusively for powers of 10. When this number is expressed as power of 10, then this power itself becomes the characteristic. So in this way, you can find the logarithm of any number. Now we shall go to anti-logarithm. See, this anti-logarithm, it will give you the number whose logarithm is known. If you know logarithm of some number, that number can be found by using this anti-logarithm. So here, these anti-logarithms gives the number whose logarithm is known. If log of n is equal to x, then this n will become anti-log of x. Logarithm of some number is the value x. Logarithm of some number has some value x. To get this number, we find anti-logarithm. Anti-logarithm of this x will give you this number. Understand? So, here I give an example. Log of n is equal to 1.3525. Logarithm of some number has this value. Therefore, this n is written as anti-logarithm of 1.3525. So here, how to find this anti-logarithm of this value? That you should know. First, you remember, anti-logarithm must be seen only for the mantissa part. This one. Anti-logarithm must be seen from the anti-logarithm table only for this mantissa part. That means 4 digits after this decimal point, these 4 digits. So, after this logarithm, in the next page you will have anti-logarithms. If you look this anti-logarithm table, you have a first column like this. Point 0.00, 0.01, 0.02 up to 0.99. So these type of rows will be there in 2 pages from 0.00 to 0.99. Next, here you have 0 to 9 columns and also mean difference 1 to 9. So anti-logarithm table looks like this. Now to find the anti-logarithm for this value, you should consider only this mantissa part. Anti-logarithm must be seen only for the mantissa. That means you have to see first 2 digits in a row, third digit in the column, fourth digit in the mean difference. So you have to see 0.35 row, second column, in the same row under 5 mean difference. That mean difference value is to be added to the value in this particular column. So here, this 0.35 column, and then 0.35 row, second column. Two two 49. 2249. In the same row, the last digit is 5. Under 5, you find the mean difference. It is 3. So to get the anti-logarithm for this value, I have to find the anti-logarithm only for the mantissa part. So 0.35 row, second column you have 2249. In the same row, under mean difference, fifth column you have 3. This 3 is to be added to this value, so it becomes 2252. 2252. So for this mantissa, this is the anti-logarithm. Now you have to select the decimal point at an appropriate place looking at the characteristic. So by identifying the characteristic, you have to put the decimal point at an appropriate place. See here, if the characteristic is 0 or positive, this number must be greater than 1. If the characteristic is either 0 or any positive number, this n must be greater than 1, and the number of digits in the integral part must be 1 more than the characteristic. So ಈ ಮ್ಯಾಂಟಿಸಾ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇಂದ ಆ್ಯಂಟಿ-ಲಾಗರಿಥಮ್ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿತೀರಿ. ಈ ಮ್ಯಾಂಟಿಸಾ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇಂದ ಆ್ಯಂಟಿ-ಲಾಗರಿಥಮ್ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿದ ನಂತರ ಈ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಏನಿದೆನೋ ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನೀವು ಡೆಸಿಮಲ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಸೂಟಬಲ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ 0 ಅಥವಾ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಈ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೋ ಈ ನಂಬರ್ ಇಂಟೆಗ್ರಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದಕ್ಕಂತ ಒಂದು ಸಂಖ್ಯೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ 2 ಸಂಖ್ಯೆಗಳ ನಂತರ ನೀವು ಡೆಸಿಮಲ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇಡಬೇಕು. ಹಿಂಗ ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಈಸ್ 22.52 ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್. ಸಪೋಸ್ ಇಫ್ ದ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಈಸ್ 0, ನಾನು ನಂಬರ್ ಈ ಥರ ಲಾಗರಿಥಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ನಂಬರ್ ಈ ಥರ ತಗೊಂಡಿನಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿರಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ 0 ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತೇಳಿರಿ. ಆವಾಗ ಡೆಸಿಮಲ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿಡಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ? 2.252. ಯಾಕಂತಂದರೆ ಈ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ 0 ಅಥವಾ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೋ ಈ ನಂಬರ್ದು ಇಂಟೆಗ್ರಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅದರಕ್ಕಂತ ಒಂದು ಸಂಖ್ಯೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 0 ಇರೋದರಿಂದ ನಾನಿಲ್ಲಿ 1 ಡಿಜಿಟ್ ಆನಂತರ ಡೆಸಿಮಲ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇಡ್ತೀನಿ. 1 ಡಿಜಿಟ್, ಒಂದು ಸಂಖ್ಯೆ ಆನಂತರ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕೇಸ್, Logarithm of a number is like this. Logarithm of some number is bar 2.3525. So number becomes anti-log of bar 2.3525. If I find the mantissa, I will get 2252. I will get it like this. So if I find anti-logarithm for this mantissa, I will get 2252. Now here the characteristic is negative. That means obviously the number should be less than 1. ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನಂಬರ್ 1ಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಇದು 0 ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರೂಲ್ ಏನಂತಂದರೆ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಈ ಡೆಸಿಮಲ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟಿಗೆ ಈ ಫಸ್ಟು ನಾನ್ ಜೀರೋ ಡಿಜಿಟ್ಗೆ ನಡುವ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೋ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಒಂದು ಜೀರೋ ಕಡಿಮೆ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ 2 ಇರೋದರಿಂದ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ 1 0. Understand? So when the characteristic is negative, this number must be less than 1. Number of zeros between the decimal point and first non-zero digit should be 1 less than the characteristic. Decimal point ಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಾನ್ ಜೀರೋ ಡಿಜಿಟ್ಗೆ ನಡುವ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೋ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಒಂದು ಜೀರೋ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ 2 ಇರೋದರಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಜೀರೋ ತಗೋಬೇಕು ನೀವು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ 3 ಇದ್ದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಜೀರೋಸ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ 1 ಇದ್ದರೆ 0.2252 ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So in this way you have to find anti-logarithm when logarithm of a given number is known. So you note down these rules also. ಈ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ನು ನೋಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ರಿ. So anti-logarithm must be seen only for mantissa. That is first 4 digits immediately after decimal point. That is first 4 digits immediately after decimal point. Next here if a characteristic is 0 or positive, the number must be greater than 1 and number of digits in its integral part must be one more than characteristic. So this is the first rule. Second, If a characteristic is negative, the number must be less than 1. The number must be less than 1, and the number of zeros between decimal point and first non-zero digit. Should be one less than the characteristic. So you pause the video and you copy down these statements. Now I take a few more examples here. I take a different logarithm of numbers and I will find the number by using anti-logarithm. Log n, and here n. So by using anti-logarithm, I can get the value of this n. The first example, log n is equal to 1.5555. Therefore, this n must be anti-log of 0.5555. So I have to see 0.55 row, fifth column, 5 main difference. So 0.55 row, fifth column, you have 3589 and 5 difference 4. So it becomes 3594. 3594. 55 under 5, 3589. In the same row, fifth mean difference column, value is 4. So it becomes 3594. So for this mantissa, sorry, this is 1. 1.5555. So n is equal to anti-logarithm of 1.555. So for this 0.5555 mantissa is 3594. Here the characteristic is 1. Therefore, obviously decimal point should be kept after 2 digits according to this first rule. So n is 35.94. You can check whether this is correct or not. So this is n. By using logarithm, if I find log of this 35.94, obviously you will get this value again. So idu logarithm of number is 2. ನಾವು ಆ್ಯಂಟಿ ಲಾಗರಿದಮ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿ ನಂಬರ್ನ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿದೀವಿ. ನಂಬರ್ ಬಂತು ಎನ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿರೋದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅದನ ರಾಂಗ್ ಅದ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೋದು. ಲಾಗರಿದಮ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಲಾಗ್ 35.94 ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಬರ್ತದೆ. 35.94 ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟೆಗ್ರಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಡಿಜಿಟ್ಸ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ 1 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಲಾಗರಿದಮ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ 35 ಅಂಡರ್ 94 ನೋಡಿದರೆ 5555 ಬರ್ತದೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ Logarithm and anti-logarithm, they are reverse process. Understand? ಒಂದು ನಂಬರ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಲಾಗರಿದಮ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಲಾಗ್ ಎನ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಲಾಗ್ ಎನ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಆ್ಯಂಟಿ ಲಾಗರಿದಮ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಎನ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಲಾಗರಿದಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಟಿ ಲಾಗರಿದಮ್ ದೇ ಬೀಂಗ್ ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸಸ್. ಇಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಲಾಗ್ ಎನ್, ದಿಸ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಎನ್. If I apply log of this number, again you will get this one. So in that way you can check whether this value is correct or not. ನೀವು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಲಾಗರಿದಮ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಇದು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ದೆರ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಮ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಇನ್ ಫೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಟಿ ಲಾಗರಿದಮ್ ಅಂತ. ಲಾಗರಿದಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಟಿ ಲಾಗರಿದಮ್ ದೇ ಬೀಂಗ್ ಆಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸಸ್. ಲಾಗರಿದಮ್ ಟೇಬಲಿಂದ ಲಾಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ನಂಬರ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಟಿ ಲಾಗರಿದಮ್ ಟೇಬಲಿಂದ ನಂಬರ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. So I take one more example. So n means it is anti-logarithm of 0.1234. So in the anti-logarithm table under 0.12, third column you have 1327, fourth mean difference is 1, so it becomes 1328. So this is the anti-logarithm for this mantissa. Now the characteristic is 0, that means this number must be greater than 1. So characteristic being 0, you have to put the decimal point after one digit. So n will be 1.328. ನೀವು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಇದರದ್ದು ಲಾಗರಿದಮ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದೇ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಬರ್ತದೆ. I take another example. Log n is equal to bar 2.3262. Therefore n is equal to anti-log of bar 2.3262. So under 0.32 row, 6 column, 2118, 2 mean difference 1, 2119. Here the characteristic is bar 2. That means this number should be less than 1. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ bar 2 ಇರೋದರಿಂದ ಈ ಡೆಸಿಮಲ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಗೆ ಈ ನಾನ್ ಜೀರೋ ಡಿಜಿಟ್ಗೆ ನಡುವೆ ಒಂದು ಜೀರೋ ಇರಬೇಕು. So this number is 0.02119. That is the number. Next, log n is equal to bar 1.62, bar 1.0062. Log n is equal to bar 1.0062. Therefore this n is equal to anti-log of bar 1.0062. So anti-logarithm table ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಂಗೆ ನೋಡ್ತೀರಿ? 0.00 row, 6th column, 2 mean difference. ನೀವು 62 ನಲ್ಲಿ 0 ನೋಡಬಾರ್ದು ಲಾಗರಿದಮ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದಂಗೆ. Anti-logarithm must be seen for the first 4 digits immediately after the decimal point. So you have to start from the decimal point. So you have to see 0.00 row, 6th column, 2 mean difference. 0.00 row, 6th column, you have 1014, 2 mean difference is 0. So it is 1014. Characteristic is bar 1, that means 0.1014. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೋ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಒಂದು ಜೀರೋ ಕಡಿಮೆ ತಗೋಬೇಕು, ಅಂದರೆ ಡೆಸಿಮಲ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಗೆ 1ಗೆ ನಡುವೆ ಜೀರೋಸ್ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ log n is equal to 1.02. Therefore this n becomes antilog of 1.02. n becomes antilog of 1.02. So how to find this antilogarithm? In the antilogarithm table you have to see 0.0th row, 0th column. So 0.0th row, 0th column means it becomes 1047. 1047. 0.02th row, 0th column, 1047. So characteristic is 1. You have to put the decimal point after 2 digits. So it is 10.47. Log n, it is 4.406. 4.406. Therefore n is equal to antilog of 4.406. So for the mantissa you find the antilogarithm. 0.40th row, 6th column. 0.40th row, 6th column, 2547. 0.40th row, 6th column, 2547. See, in the integral part, characteristic is positive and has value 4. So for this number, in the integral part, 5 digits are to be there, but only 4 digits are there. So you can make the 5th digit as 0. So the number is 25,470. Understand? ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಮ್ಯಾಂಟಿಸಾ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಈ ಮ್ಯಾಂಟಿಸಾಗೆ ಆ್ಯಂಟಿಲಾಗರಿದಮ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ 2547 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ 4 ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇಂಟೆಗ್ರಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ 5 ಡಿಜಿಟ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ 4 ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅಡಿಷನಲ್ ಡಿಜಿಟ್ನು ನೀವು 0 ಅಂತ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ಆವಾಗ ಆ ನಂಬರ್ 25,470 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಈ 25,470ಗೆ ಲಾಗರಿದಮ್ ನೋಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ 4. ಇದರದ್ದು 25ನಲ್ಲಿ 47 ಲಾಗರಿದಮ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕ್ಲಿ 4060 ಅಂತ. Next, one more example. Log n, it is 2. So n is equal to antilog of 2. This 2, it can be written as 2.00. 2 ನೀವು 2.00 ಅಂತ ಬರೀಬೋದು. ಆವಾಗ ಈ 0.00 ಮ್ಯಾಂಟಿಸಾಗೆ ಆ್ಯಂಟಿಲಾಗ್ ನೋಡ್ರಿ. 0.00 ಅಂಡರ್ 0 ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಏನದ 1000 ಅಂತದ. ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ 2 ಇರೋದರಿಂದ 3 ಡಿಜಿಟ್ಸ್ ಆನಂತರ ಡೆಸಿಮಲ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇಡಬೇಕು. 3 ಡಿಜಿಟ್ಸ್ ಆನಂತರ ಡೆಸಿಮಲ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್, if you know logarithm of a number, you can find the number by using antilogarithm tables. See, after this class, you practice these logarithms and anti-logarithms thoroughly by yourself. You can check them by yourself. ನೀವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ನಂಬರ್ ತಗೋರಿ, ಲಾಗರಿದಮ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಲಾಗ್ n ಕಂಡಿಡ್ರಿ. You take some arbitrary numbers. By using logarithm table, you find the log n. Log n ಕಂಡಿಡ್ರಿ. Next page ನಲ್ಲಿ you take the same values here. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಗರಿದಮ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಲಾಗ್ ಎನ್ ಕಂಡಿಡ್ರಿ. ಇವೇ ಲಾಗ್ ಎನ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪೇಜ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಆ್ಯಂಟಿ ಲಾಗರಿದಮ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಎನ್ ಕಂಡಿಡ್ರಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬಂದಿರೋ ಲಾಗರಿದಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ನಂಬರ್ನು ಇವೇ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಆ್ಯಂಟಿ ಲಾಗರಿದಮ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಎನ್ ಕಂಡಿಡ್ರಿ. ಎನ್ ಕಂಡಿಡಿದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಂಡಿರೋ ನಂಬರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಂಬರು ಸೇಮ್ ಬಂದದ ಇಲ್ಲ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ತಗೊಂಡಿರೋ ನಂಬರು ಆ್ಯಂಟಿ ಲಾಗರಿದಮ್ ನೋಡಿದ ನಂತರ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ದೆನ್ ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಯು ನೋ ಹೌ ಟು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಲಾಗರಿದಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಟಿ ಲಾಗರಿದಮ್. ಎರಡೂ ಸೇಮ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಆ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ನು ಮತ್ತು ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್ನು ಇನ್ನೊಮ್ಮೆ ನೋಡಿ ಮತ್ತು ಇನ್ನೊಮ್ಮೆ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ, ಖಂಡಿತ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್? ಸೊ what I suggest you is you do this as a homework. You take some numbers, you find the logarithm, you will get log n. In the next page you take the log n and you find the number, and by using anti-logarithm table. So if this number and this number is same, then obviously you know how to see log and anti-log. So you practice like that by yourself. ನೀವು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರೂ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಲಾಗರಿದಮ್ ಮತ್ತು ಆ್ಯಂಟಿ ಲಾಗರಿದಮ್ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ದಟ್ ಟು ಮೈ ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ವೇರ್ ಯು ಕಮಿಟೆಡ್ ದ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರಿಪ್ಲೈ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಲಾಗರಿದಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಟಿ ಲಾಗರಿದಮ್. The next thing is laws of logarithm. The first one, logarithm of a product is equal to the sum of logarithm. Log m into n is equal to log m plus log n. What it means is, when there is a product like this, for this product if you apply logarithm, that becomes addition. ಒಂದು ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನೀವು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಲಾಗರಿದಮ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಅದು ಎಡಿಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದೇ ರೀತಿ when there is a division or ratio m by n, for this ratio if you apply a logarithm it becomes a subtraction, log m minus log n. Remember, logarithms are applicable only for multiplication and division. Logarithms are not applicable for addition and subtraction. Log of m plus n cannot be defined. Log m plus n or log m minus n, it cannot be defined. So logarithms are applicable only for multiplication and division. For a multiplication, when you apply logarithm, it becomes addition. For a division, when apply logarithm, it becomes subtraction. And also, this m raised to the power n, it becomes n log m. This m to the power of n means m is multiplied n times. M into m like that, n terms are there. So if you apply logarithm, it will become log m plus log m plus log m up to n terms. That's why it becomes n log m. So this is the corollary of this one. By this idea only, you can solve numerical problems very easily by applying logarithms. In the introduction, I told you about this point. John Napier, he developed these logarithms just to solve numerical problems easily by using these laws. Out of the 4 mathematical operations, addition and subtraction, they are very easy compared to multiplication and division. So whenever you have a complicated multiplication and division, by applying logarithm, it will be converted into addition and subtraction, which you can easily do it, and thereby you can get the final answer very easily. So in the next class, I will solve some problems by applying these laws. Till then, you practice how to find the logarithm of a number, and also you practice how to find the number by using anti-logarithm.